Today, we're going to go through the Nick Shirlley video in California exposing these hospice and home health companies. Listen, I've been in the industry for 21 years. It's all I've done in my career. And I got a lot of comments about what Nick Shirley's doing in California. I think it's great. And there's a lot of blame to go around on why this is happening. This is a systemic problem. And for the life of me, I don't understand how the government has allowed all these people to be able to apply for provider numbers when they're not qualified. And there has to be a more rigorous way of being able to apply for these provider numbers. Luckily, I've done business the right way, and my family, and we did it the right way. And we've had a lot of struggles in the business and challenges. But it sucks because the ones that have done it right are being affected by all the regulations, especially in the state of Florida. There's a big imbalance between Florida and California because the federal government and the DOJ has come into Florida and they have cleaned house. But it seems like to me like there's a pattern where Republican-led states are targeted more when it comes to regulations versus Democrat-ran states. And why is that, right? We can only speculate on why this is going. I have my thoughts, and as we go through this video, I will lay those thoughts out and why we're here. But I think it's incredible what Nick Shirley's doing and really exposing what's going on in California. So let's roll the clip.
So much fraud, you're going to lose your mind. Let's head over to Van Nuys, where there's home health care and hospice fraud literally everywhere.
With the fraud here, California ranks the highest for Medicare, Medicaid, Medi-Cal, whatever you want to call it. They spend the most amount of money.
Stop the video right there. So there's a difference between Medicare and Medicaid or Medi-Cal. Medicaid and Medi-Cal, those are ran at the state level. Some of it's funded by the federal government, but those programs or insurances are ran by the state, right? And then you have CMS, which is Medicare, okay? And Medicare is ran at the federal level. So I just want to make that distinction between both, and it's going to lead into why this is going on, and I'm going to continue giving you insight on that. Roll the clip.
Per state, and here in LA, 1 out of every $10 that goes towards home health care in the United States goes to a business here in LA. Right now we're in Van Nuys. This location has tons of hospice centers, home healthcare centers, and right now we are going to Gardens of Angels Hospice. They billed $4.8 million per beneficiary. They charged $5,807 with 28.6 claims per patient and only 2 codes, which means 2 services were provided. And inside of this same location, there's also Blossom Hospice, and they received $3.4 million with $6,000 per beneficiary at $927 per claim and only 1 code, which means they only provided 1 service. And it looks like there's about 15 more hospice centers inside this one plaza we're going to right now. We have all the information.
So just to give you some more context, in the state of Florida, you cannot just apply for a provider for hospice. There's something called the Certificate of Need. Florida's a CO1 state where there has to be a need for hospices, and it's a long, rigorous process to be able to get that provider number in hospice. When it comes to home health, the state of Florida does not have that. Neither does California. And California does not have a CO1 state when it comes to hospice. And that's why you're seeing the explosion of these hospices in the state of California. Florida was a #1 state in the country in fraud as back as 20 years ago, and Medicare and the government started putting a lot of different regulations in place. And one of them was there was a moratorium on being able to get a home health provider for a while, and then the state of Florida opened it back up again. But there's a lot of things that the state of Florida faces from a regulatory standard versus California, which is a lot harder now in the state of Florida to commit fraud when it comes to home health, because you have something called RCD, which is Review Choice Demonstration. The state of California does not have that. So basically, we have to send for what's called an affirmation or an authorization, just to keep it in simple terms. And if we do not get that authorization, they have to review the patient demographics, the plan of care, the doctor's orders, making sure that the signatures all match. It's a rigorous process just to bill our cases, but the state of California is not going through that, and that's what's leading to a lot of the fraud that's going on in California and throughout the rest of the country. But again, like, if you go down the RCD states, the review choice demonstration states, I think there's 6 states, and out of those 6, 5 are Republicans and none are Democrat, which is a crazy stat. It just sticks out to me like a sore thumb. So this is why you have a lot of these things going on, but we'll continue rolling the clip.
All the information with us. In some of these places, it doesn't even look like they've been registered with the CMS, which is the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. 7 of the 4 entities have 0 SMS data, possibly shell registrations, shell companies. And it's rumored that these are Armenian Russian gangs, Armenian Russian mafia. So we're gonna be going in there and we're just gonna ask them, what's the need for all this hospice? Is there that many people dying here in LA where they need to be spending millions and millions of dollars on this hospice care? All right, right now we're looking for...
Stop it right there. So shell companies is nothing new. People go ahead, they apply for the state license, right? And that's why some of these agencies are not being reported with Medicare, because they haven't applied for their provider number with Medicare. But once they provide it, apply for it, and Medicare gives them the provider number, which can take anywhere from a year and a half to 2 years when it comes to home health. I'm not sure in hospice how long that takes, but I'm sure it's probably around the same amount of time. Then now you can bill Medicare for Medicare beneficiaries. So what a lot of these people have done is that they'll open these companies up, they'll apply for the provider number, and then they'll either sell the shell company to another entity or to another person, or they'll try to build the business, some, or they'll start committing fraud. So that's kind of where he's at right now in this process of him investigating all this. But I just want to give context, because look, Nick Shirlley's doing a hell of a job, but he doesn't understand the context of why this is all going on. And I've been 21 years in this business, so I can walk you play by play on what he's encountering. Roll the clip.
Right now we're looking for Garden of Angels Hospice. All these buildings are all hospice centers. Let's see if we can find Garden of Angels. This is the Angels of Haven Hospice Care. We have Angels of Valley Hospice. Hello, how are you? Good. We were looking for Guardian of Angels Hospice, but this one will probably do Angels of Valley Hospice. We were wondering if we could get some information to check our grandma into hospice.
Your grandma?
Yeah.
Which hospice is she enrolled in?
We would love to maybe see if it's possible to get her in here to Angels of Valley.
We have to get a hospital referral.
Yeah.
Hospital referral. Oh, okay, how many people do you guys have with you guys?
It's irrelevant.
Irrelevant? Oh, okay.
Where are you guys from?
Where am I from? I'm from here. We're just looking for a spot for our grandma.
Yeah, no, we're doing only
We only do
referrals.
referrals from hospital.
Okay.
Stop the video here. So this can be a very valid business. You have 2 people in the office. A lot of these positions now, because of the margins of what's going on in healthcare, are being outsourced. So this could be a legitimate business. And she gave the right answer. She's getting business out of the hospital. She could have asked questions a little bit further, asking him what's going on with your grandmother, where's she at right now, who's her primary care physician, why does she need hospice. She could have dove deep, but that's not a sign of guilt in my opinion. She just didn't know who this kid was walking in, and that's not the standard. People just don't walk into your office asking for services. Services are usually referred by a hospital, a skilled nursing facility, a physician, a primary care, or a specialist. People don't go walking up to your office asking, hey, can I get my loved one some services? That's not usual. So people can be a little apprehensive if you're just showing up to their office asking them these questions. Keep rolling.
Yeah, because we're seeing we got Garden of Angels, Blossom Hospice here.
They are, but this is Angels of Valley.
Okay, well, we'll keep looking for Guardian of Angels then.
Yeah, I don't know, but
So they say they only take it from hospitals, which could be a valid response. Let's go see if we can find Guardian of Angels. This place is just filled with hospice centers and home health care centers. You have one right here, 7-star home health care, and then up here you have Miracle Healing Hospice. So this hospice location, Miracle Healing Hospice, in 2023, they charged $1.3 million, and per beneficiary, it was $32,000 for 38 beneficiaries. Per beneficiary, that comes out to $32,935. Let's see if Grandma could check herself into this one. I'm just trying to be a good grandson. We're knocking the door, no one's coming. We look inside the window, empty building. In 2023, this place received $1.3 million.
Stop the video there. See, we need more context there. 2023, they might have had a good year. They billed. 2024, they fell off. 2025, so you got 2 years of data missing. You were in 2026. Usually, it lags a little bit before you can get the data for the previous year, but you're missing 2 years of data. A lot could have happened. They could have had their license could have been put on review, and they just keeping the office open to see, if they can get by it. They don't have to actually have people in the office if they're going through a suspension. There's many reasons why, but it is a little odd that you have so many home health agencies in one particular building and hospices. It just doesn't look right to the eye here. Look, in Miami, which was the #1 fraud capital of the world, you had buildings full of home health agencies, and a lot of them, I would say anywhere between 70 to 80% were committing fraud back, 20 years ago. Like I said, that has been cleaned up in the state of Florida. Obama put a strike task force, and they cleaned out a lot of the bad actors in the state of Florida, and they've made it a lot harder. The question that I have is, why haven't you done this in California, right? Which is probably the second largest state when it comes to population, or maybe #1, if I'm not mistaken, between them and Texas. I would have to get some context there to see. But California is one of the highest populated states in the country, and just on Medicare numbers alone, Medicare population in California is 6.5 million versus Florida, that's 4.9 million. So that just gives you context that there's a lot more. Why isn't there more regulations when it comes to the state of California versus Florida? Keep rolling.
Nothing.
Insane. This is insane.
Okay, well, since we can't go to Miracle, let's see if we can get SX Home Health. It says they're open Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
It's getting really hard to find grandma the healthcare she needs these days.
Stop
It
the
really
video.
is, isn't it?
So one of the things that Medicare does is that they show up to your office unannounced, and they'll come take pictures to make sure you have an operating office. And I don't know why and we would have to get more context. Do these guys have Medicare provider numbers, right? How much are they truly billing Medicare? I don't think he gets into that some of these home health agencies, but they shouldn't be closed because if Medicare comes knocking on your door, automatic suspension to your provider number. So we need more context here, but it is odd that all these offices are not, there's nobody there. They're closed in the middle of the day. It's just not, it's not good. Keep rolling.
We got SX Home Healthcare. They're not open, so it's all right because we can go to Alpha Omega Ventana Hospice Inc.
Not only are these shell companies, these are shell buildings. It's like somebody took a motel building and turned it into 100 fraudulent organizations.
We got a nice Mercedes down there, 3 nice Mercedes down there,
This
3
place might
Teslas.
even double as like a illegitimate car lot. Like, are they selling a car right now?
Grandma's not going to Alpha and Omega, so maybe she can go to Serene Touch Home Healthcare.
Oh.
Says they're open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's 1 p.m. right now. Let's see if they're hiring. Perfect, this one's open. Hello.
And once again, it was completely empty and nobody was there. We went to the next door because it was another hospice.
Here we have another location. We got St. Michelle, HHCI, Home Healthcare Inc. Hello? No one's here. Hello, sir.
How can I help you?
Yes. Well, we were originally looking for some hospice for our grandma, and then it turns out that all these locations are hospice and home healthcare locations, and a lot of these.
Looking for hospice for who?
Grandma.
For Dr. Oz?
Yeah, for Dr. Oz.
Yeah?
Yeah, for our grandma.
Yeah?
It'd be-
for grandma?
it'd be pretty
Take
good.
Dr. Oz to take his grandma and go to the other buildings and find the hospice. You know, this is stupid. You can record me.
Why can't I
It's
record
okay.
you?
You cannot.
Oh, okay. Well, we were looking for Guardian of
Cannot
Angels.
Well, did you see any Garden of Angels on the doors?
Nope, but they received and billed $4.8 million.
Well, it's their problem.
But we do have yours, actually.
Mine?
Yeah, yours is a KMD, right?
Yes.
So we do have yours, and there are a lot of these.
How many millions did I need?
We don't have your official number because it wasn't posted on the CMS website or on their data set.
And you're from where?
My name's Nick Shirlley. They actually made like all this information, the data public for everyone to see what was going on in our country because so much corruption's happening.
Yes.
But it doesn't look like we could find any of your information from the CMS data set, but we do have you here. So is that concerning that your information wasn't reported to CMS?
What information?
To the CMS data set as far as the billing and how much money you guys receive from Medicare and
First, you have to research.
Oh, that's what we have right here.
No. It's a piece of paper.
Oh well, we went through all the data
Research.
sets.
If you want to learn, I'll teach you how to get after the crooked people.
Okay, help us. We'd love for you to help us.
First, you have to research. Like you said the name, and you have a number, right?
Yes.
Then you come to my office. It's a brand new office, and you don't come to building like this, like FBI guys. Oh, we're gonna get the crooks.
Okay, well, can you tell us, for instance, Miracle over there?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the mirror.
Well, you should because they're.
Why not?
You should because they're making you people like you who have a
Nick,
real business.
you can stop it here.
apparently.
Nick's exactly right. He should care. I care, right? You should, because it's our money. Number one, it's our seniors' money, and bad actors shouldn't be getting paid for illegitimate businesses. So he should care. It's a very narrow-minded way of seeing things, and the other reason you should care is because our lives are the ones that are doing it correctly and running legitimate businesses. Our lives are impossible with the regulations that we're getting hit with, and they keep cutting back. When you're really running one of these agencies, you got to think about certain things. You have licensed clinicians that make a decent amount of money. You have cost of sale has gone up significantly, especially here in Florida. The cost of living's gone up. So you have to pay these nurses and physical therapists and occupational therapists and home health aides competitive rates to even compete with a hospital, right? So he should care because it's made our lives a hell of a lot more impossible. And Medicare keeps reducing our revenue, right? And if we don't have money, we can't pay for the clinicians, and then we can't take care of our seniors. So he should care. Roll the clip.
Is that right? For instance, they received $1.3 million.
You cannot
They're
compare.
a
There
shell
is not a
company.
bad news
There's
reporter.
nothing in there.
There
It's
is not
completely
a-
empty, and they
I
received
don't
$1.3
care,
million.
sir.
You should
cannot-
care.
What do you mean?
If
I
you're in
should
this
care?
industry, I'd be pissed if someone was stealing money, making me
He's
look
right.
bad if
You
they
should
were in
care.
my
But
industry,
They don't
right?
look me bad because I'm
Absolutely.
not bad. You have anything against my agency? Let's go.
Well, we were asking.
Put my hands and
We're just asking you questions, sir. Like, how come Miracle Healing Hospice right there, they received $32,000 per beneficiary, yet their building's completely empty?
call the FBI, Department of Justice.
I'm just doing my job as a citizen to show people what's happening here in our country.
Well, I'm doing
Because
my
we're all
job as a
paying a lot of
citizen.
money in taxes, and it
Me
turns out
too.
a lot of it's just going towards fraud.
Well, I'm very happy you're going to catch the fraud people. Honestly.
Yeah, me
But
too.
it doesn't look like bad. It doesn't make me.
This guy knows what's
bad,
going on.
Because some people are
Definitely
doing
there's
bad
fraud
stuff.
going on.
Yeah, so what's the need for a 1,000% increase in hospice here inside of LA, in California?
You're asking me?
Yeah, because you're in the industry, so we figured.
There's no CON state, and it's a high ticket
You obviously
type
have a
business,
good
that's why.
business to start. You just started yours, right?
certificate of need. You need it in certain states to be able to apply for a hospice. Florida being one of them. That's why you don't have as many hospices in the state of Florida.
Hospice care here.
Maybe I don't know if everybody likes the business. What could I say? I do this from 1997.
Good for you. And so,
Yeah.
since you've been in the industry for so long, why do you think we're seeing a 1,000% increase in hospice care here inside of LA and in
I
California?
cannot answer that question because
Looks
I
like
don't
they're
know.
all running out of here. Everyone's heading out. We just gotta answer some questions, and why can't?
Who's running out?
What? Look at all the people scattering out of here. They're all here just a minute ago.
It's strange, there's, over 80 people connected to one of these dormant motel rooms with no furniture, and they are, getting $30,000 per person. It's millions of dollars. We come and knock on the door. It's an abandoned shell company.
I
shell
don't
building.
say it's right, and I don't care about those people.
Could you just answer the question? What's the need for a 1,000% increase in hospice care here inside of LA, and inside of California? You're in the industry, sir. You've known it. You know it better than
You're
me.
asking me? No, I don't.
You've been in it since 1997. You said.
Yeah, but I don't.
So what's the need for an increase?
Maybe there is a lot of old people already. I don't know what to say.
A lot of old people are dying.
You listen to Dr. Oz. Let me tell you like this.
He's a good
And
doctor.
He's a fraud. He sells a lot of medication online. one of them, it's me. I bought.
Well, his
He
information
told
comes
me,
straight from the federal
"Let me
government, so I
finish
trust
it.
his more than yours.
Let me finish it. I bought his pills. I gained weight
Well, you still look like you're pretty heavy, sir.
You look healthy to me.
because of Dr. Oz.
Oh, you're fat because of Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sir, how are you
Issue
doing?
about the-
This guy doesn't think there's any fraud going on.
First of all, not this guy. You have to respect me.
What's your name?
Doesn't matter.
All right, well,
Let me
this guy with
finish
no
it.
name. What, you don't think
I
there's
know
any
my
fraud?
name. What's your name?
My name's Nick Shirlley.
My name is John Boyagin.
Okay, great.
There is a lot of fraud going on, but it's not me. I don't give a who does what.
Yeah, we never said you were committing the fraud,
Well,
sir.
No, yeah,
We're
but
See,
doing.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here, right?
So
I'm
thank you.
standing next to you.
Do you know where Guardian of Angels Hospice is? No idea. Oh, Angels of Peace. Cool. Hello. Well, could we just ask you guys some questions? We might be able to get
No,
you
you
some
cannot.
business. Are you the head honcho here or what?
No, you're the head hunter. Get out of from here. Give me my
Wait,
phone.
I thought you don't know who these people were, though.
Give me my phone.
Alrighty. Light Angel.
Don't run. Come here.
Oh.
Now he's freaking out.
Oh, I'm running.
He's
I'm running.
going in there.
Look at him. What?
Come here.
I'm right
Come
here. I'm right here, sir.
I'm here.
What's going on?
Call 911.
For what?
Call
Yeah,
911.
fast forward a little bit on this. Let's go to the adult daycares that he goes to. You can fast forward through this, but obviously there's a lot going on here. It is odd that they have all these providers in one area. So let's leave it right here.
$1 million has billed the state of California over $19 million over the past few years. This is all
So this is
taking
an adult
place here. So that
daycare
is something to
in
think about come 2028.
Van
There's
Nuys,
some
I think it's
leading
called.
The Democrats right now on Poly Market.
The way these hospices are able to enroll these people and collect money from Medicare and Medi-Cal here inside of California is they collect the Medicare numbers from individuals and then sign them up for hospice without
So
them
stop it
even
there really
knowing.
quick.
I actually
You need a little bit more context. You just can't grab a Medicare, at least in home health here with RCD, you just can't grab a Medicare number and bill. You need a doctor's order, and you need to have an affirmation. So in the state of Florida, there's guardrails against that. In the state of California, there isn't. Keep rolling.
went and spoke with a professional inside of the medical industry to get her opinion on how this all works.
We're seeing all of these hospices pop up here. Why is hospice and home health care such a booming business right now?
I think it's become a trend of fraud. Honestly, has I heard about this about 5 years ago during COVID, that people were building hospices and selling them. It was like a business these people made. So it's an easy way to build Medicare with their people's beneficiary numbers that people can easily steal and even purchase and buy. They buy numbers from people and tell them, give me your Medicare beneficiary number, and then we'll give you something
This used
in
to be
return.
a practice back in the early 2000s, late 90s here in the state of Florida, where people would sell their Medicare number. That's nothing new, but they're still doing this today, 2026 in California. That's crazy.
So essentially, if they can get a number from somebody, it's almost like getting a credit card number, and then from there they can continue to bill and bill and bill and get that Medicare money.
Exactly. It's actually more beneficial than finding a credit card these days. Anybody can get a hospice license, actually. You don't need to be a physician.
Correct.
You don't need to be a doctor.
Correct.
You can
In the state of
apply and
California.
get a
Yep.
hospice license in the state of California. They bill, they take the Medicare numbers, they bill Medicare, the Medicare sends them a check right away. It's an easy process.
So an old person might be a bit naive to giving somebody their Medicare number,
Yes.
and without them even knowing, that's more valuable than giving them their credit card number.
Correct.
In fact, in LA, there's locations that will teach you how to open up your own hospice center. So I went there with a potential business partner to try and become a multi-millionaire in hospice.
We know that hospice is a very lucrative business, so I joined a business partner right here. His name's Darren, and we're here outside the Hospice Consultants, and we would like to start our own hospice today. We're just two young men who want to become millionaires here inside the United States, and it seems like the only way to do it nowadays is by committing fraud. So we're gonna go in and see if we can start our own hospice. Are you guys the Hospice Consultants?
Yes.
Oh, can we talk to you guys?
About?
I want to open my hospice.
Nothing about these two say consultant.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your name?
My name's Nick, but I want to open up a hospice.
I understand, but we don't take care of that.
Can I get some information?
Do you want a number?
Yeah, or give me a flyer or something. And this is the Hospice Consultant.
Yes. No, only hospice and home health.
All right, so they say they're open right now. They won't let us into the lobby. This is no way to conduct business. We are two entrepreneurs trying to open up our own hospice.
Soaked to the bone right now.
We were denied service by the potential fraudsters, and as we were leaving, one of the fraudsters started to leave from the back in a $200,000 Maybach.
We have a Mercedes-Benz driving out. Where can we open a hospice at? We'd like to open up a hospice. Get a Maybach just like you. So is this how I can get a Maybach by opening up my own hospice?
Now, after seeing all the wealth that is being created from these hospice centers, I headed back to the original location where we found over 15 hospices in one plaza. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a fluke that Armenian mafia members were running the show and that there weren't just randomly $100,000 cars the day I went by. And this time, it was even worse.
Sir, how are you? Good. So what do you think about all this hospice fraud? Sir, you're in the Cybertruck, driving away, taking money from old people. Yet he's just driving away in his Cybertruck, won't even answer any questions. Let's see, we have another rich person as well that's getting rich off this hospice. This guy's leaving as well. So the two people that walked out of Holy Angels, they're in a brand new Cybertruck and a new BMW. How lucrative of a business is hospice? I'm seeing a Cybertruck here in a nice BMW. It's good? Yeah, because it looks like, for instance, Guardian of Angels, that used to be here, $4.8 million they billed the state of California. And how many clients do you guys have?
Brother, do you have a badge? Do I need to answer your question?
I'm just curious.
It's not mine. I just work.
Yeah. You must be getting paid pretty well, right?
Bro, this is my parents, bro. Come on.
Do your parents run the hospice?
They don't work.
No. Who's that guy in the Cybertruck?
He's my uncle.
He's your uncle. So it's like a family business to own the hospices.
It's not us.
But,
It's not us.
but why was he walking out of the hospice then too?
Brother, can you leave me alone?
Like these hospices, there's nothing inside of them.
If it's not you guys, how come you're in the newest BMW and the newest Cybertruck?
Brother, because
I can only imagine what the guy who's in charge is
because of
driving.
hospice, brother, leave me alone.
Just all the other hospices? Do you like taking care of old people? Like, are you the one going out visiting the hospice patients, sir? Uh-oh, he's gonna have to do another point turn.
Yeah, you guys are in my fucking way, move.
Well, you could just go that way. What's the key to opening up a hospice if I wanted to open
You can
up
stop
one?
it
'Cause
here,
it's
and I'll give my final remarks on all this. Listen, Nick, if you come talk to me, sit down, show you the operations, take you around to our, our patients' homes, no problem. Make you sign a HIPAA form, and you can sit in for a day. If you run these things right and you run them correctly over the years, you'll do okay. It's not the same amount of money that it used to be once upon a time. Again, with all the regulations that the state of Florida has, this is a very, very tough business to make that type of money that they're making in California. That's why you're seeing the bigger players like the insurance providers coming into the space, like the Humanas, the Uniteds. They're buying home health agencies. You have private equity firms that are buying home health agencies. So it's becoming a play for the bigger type, entities, corporations. The state of California, it seems like to me, is still running like in the 90s and the early 2000s, like the state of Florida. And the question that everyone has to ask themselves is why? Why are these Democrat-led states getting away with murder, right? When it comes to opening up these providers and just allowing all that billing to go on. And I'm interested to see what the Medicaid billing or the Medi-Cal billing looks like, because that's state controlled versus, the federal government. But they haven't put the resources, the federal government, into cleaning out California. And the question is why? That's the question I want to know. Because you came after Florida hard. Sure, it was the #1 fraud state in the country, but I don't think it is anymore. Look at what's going on in California. At least in the home health and hospice space. I'm not talking about physicians and everything else that you have that goes on down here, because fraud still happens down here. But I believe in our space, a lot of this has been cleaned out because the federal government has come in, has put everybody in jail. There's only a handful of us still left running this business here and doing it the right way. You have mid-tier companies. The smaller ones can't survive this. There's not enough money. And you have to have an infrastructure of volume business coming in, and there has to be institutional business coming in from hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, versus just a doctor referring business to you, because there's a significant drop. If they're coming out of a doctor's office, it's about 30 to 20% drop in revenue. So you're not making the same amount of money that you used to make in this business. The question is, why are they allowing it in California? And that deserve some answers from Gavin Newsom and our federal government. Why haven't they gone after California? So I think Nick Shirlley's doing incredible work. I sent them a comment. I believe I sent them a DM as well. When you want to come to the state of Florida, brother, I'll walk you through this. I've been 21 years in the home health space. I've seen the evolution of this. I've seen this whole entire thing play right in front of me in my career. Thank God that I had some really good mentors in this business that taught me this business the right way, how to go out there and develop true relationships and provide a service. My mother was on home health when I was 3 years old. My mom had a massive stroke, and she needed home health in the latter part of her life, right before she died. And thank God for home health, because it helped us tremendously, my sister and I, to be able to go out and work every single day and provide. Home health is an incredible, incredible business, and so is hospice. It helps out a lot of families. It's a shame that these people are abusing and taking advantage of the system, because it's hurting the good providers that are providing a good service, and it's hurting the patients of our country, and that's a damn shame. So, Nick, keep doing what you're doing. If you ever come to the state of Florida, like I said, reach out. And I would love to walk you through what's happening here in the state of Florida and what's happening throughout the whole entire country. So that concludes our show for today. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, comment. We implore the feedback, and continue to support us. Thank you. Catch you on the next one.